The rain had been falling for hours, a relentless drum against the asphalt streets of the town she had once called home. Every puddle reflected memories she had tried desperately to forget, the betrayals, the whispers behind her back, the heartbreak that had carved itself into her soul like ice. She paused at the edge of the familiar street, umbrella clutched tightly in her hand, her chest tightening as a mix of fear and anticipation twisted inside her. "Why am I here again?" she whispered to herself. The answer didn't come from the world outside, not from the darkened houses or the flickering streetlights. It came from somewhere deeper, somewhere unseen. A sudden gust of wind rattled her umbrella, and for a brief second, the air around her shimmered like molten silver. She froze. Her heart skipped. It was as though the city itself was holding its breath. And then, a voice, not loud, not demanding, but clear as crystal in the storm. "You've been called back." She blinked, her breath hitching. "Called back? Here, after everything?" The rain didn't pause, but somehow, the droplets seemed to fall slower, almost respectful, as though acknowledging the weight of the words. Her mind raced, recalling the nights she had spent pleading, praying for a sign, a signal that she hadn't been abandoned. She had felt powerless, broken, unseen. Every corner of this town had once whispered her failures back to her. And yet, now it felt different. The voice returned, gentler this time, yet impossible to ignore. Return not as the same one who left. Return as the storm. Her knees trembled, and she gripped the umbrella tighter. The phrase echoed in her mind, igniting a spark she hadn't realized was there. A storm, not just the one in the sky, but the storm within, fierce, unstoppable, destined. Memories flooded back, the faces that had doubted her, the doors slammed in her face, the nights of loneliness that had felt eternal. And for a moment, fear threatened to reclaim her. Could she really walk these streets again? Could she confront the ghosts of the past without crumbling? Then the voice softened, almost like a whisper in her own heart. "You are not the one who was broken. You are the one being refined." A shiver ran down her spine. The rain seemed to part slightly, guiding her forward as if invisible hands were clearing the way. The street that had once been a symbol of shame and defeat now pulsed with a strange energy, a quiet, electric hum that told her something monumental was about to happen. Her eyes lifted to the windows of the houses she had once passed in silence, her heartbeat syncing with the rhythm of the storm. Somewhere in the distance, a single streetlight flickered, casting a golden glow that felt less like illumination and more like an invitation. "You were never left behind," the voice whispered one last time. "You are being returned, not for revenge, but for revelation." She inhaled sharply, feeling the air fill her lungs with a new resolve. The rain could fall as it pleased. The town could remember what it had tried to erase. Tonight, she would step forward, not as the one who was broken, but as the storm itself. And with that, the first step was taken. As she walked through the rain-soaked streets, memories clawed at her mind with relentless precision. Each puddle reflected not just the storm above, but the storm she had weathered inside. She remembered the betrayal of her closest friend, the hollow promises that had been whispered like poison in her ears, and the nights she had cried herself to sleep, convinced she was never meant to rise. Her chest tightened with every step, yet beneath the weight of past pain, a strange warmth began to bloom. It wasn't comfort, exactly, it was recognition. Recognition that every tear, every heartbreak, every door slammed in her face had not been in vain. The pain had carved her into someone stronger, sharper, someone ready to claim what was always hers by divine design. Passing the old bakery where she had once shared laughter with friends who now ignored her, she hesitated. The memories threatened to pull her under. She could still hear the echoes of ridicule, the laughter that once seemed harmless but had cut deeper than knives. And yet, in the midst of the storm, another sound emerged, softer than rain, quieter than wind, but far more persistent, a whisper in her heart, repeating over and over, "You were never abandoned. You were being prepared." Her steps faltered, but she didn't stop. With every beat of her heart, the whisper grew louder, blending with the patter of raindrops, until it became undeniable. It was as if the very universe had conspired to carry this message directly to her soul. Every disappointment she had faced, every rejection, every door that had slammed shut, it was all part of a training she had never understood until now. A shiver ran down her spine as she approached the corner where her life had fractured most. The place where betrayal had cut her deepest. She could almost hear the mocking echoes of the past. Fear threatened to rise again, and for a fleeting moment, she imagined running, fleeing from the ghosts that had haunted her for years. But then the wind shifted, and with it, the voice returned, clear as a bell, "You are not the same. You have grown stronger than you realize. Tonight, the storm is yours." Tears mingled with the rain on her cheeks, but this time, they were not tears of despair. They were tears of acknowledgement, of acceptance, of quiet triumph. The pain she had endured was no longer a chain, it was the foundation of her strength. With every step, the city seemed less threatening and more alive, as if the very streets themselves were bowing in anticipation of the one who had been shaped in secret. Her heart began to beat not in fear, but in rhythm with destiny. By the time she reached the old bridge where her journey had once nearly ended, she realized something profound. She had been forged in fire, trained in shadow, and now, she was ready. Ready to face the past, not as a victim, but as a warrior reborn. As she stood on the old bridge, the rain had slowed to a gentle drizzle, and the city lights reflected on the wet asphalt like liquid gold. The place that had once felt like the epicenter of her humiliation now seemed almost sacred. She realized, with a start, that the betrayal she had suffered had never been a punishment, it had been a divine instruction, guiding her toward the person she was meant to become. Her mind replayed the moments she had once cursed, the cruel laughter of friends, the whispered lies, the opportunities stolen before she could reach them. And now, each memory appeared differently, reframed as lessons, as training sessions for a strength she hadn't known existed. Every scar, every tear, every sleepless night had been deliberate preparation for this very hour. A sudden wind stirred around her, lifting the strands of hair from her face. And then, unmistakably, she heard it, a voice, not from any human lips, but from somewhere far greater, whispering directly into her soul. "You were never left behind," it said. "Every betrayal was my hand, shaping you. Every closed door was my instruction, not your rejection. You were being readied, unseen, for the hour of your victory." Her knees nearly gave out. She had prayed for answers for years, shouted at heaven in desperation, demanded proof, yet this was different. This wasn't an explanation she could read in a book or hear from another person. This was a truth that settled into her bones, undeniable and alive. Her eyes scanned the streets below, noticing small details she had overlooked for years, the way a lamppost bent just slightly in the rain, the glow of neon reflecting in puddles like the footprints of angels. Everything seemed orchestrated, as if the entire city conspired to show her the path she had been walking unknowingly. And then the realization hit her fully. She wasn't a victim of circumstance. She was a chosen warrior, hidden in plain sight, trained in the shadows, waiting for the moment when her true power would be revealed. Tears fell freely now, but not of sadness. They were tears of understanding, of awakening, of liberation. For the first time, She saw her life not as a series of random misfortunes, but as a divine narrative written carefully, intentionally, lovingly. Tonight, the voice said, stronger now, like thunder softened by light, you will return not broken, but whole. You will walk through the place that once hurt you, and leave it transformed. The storm you feared is now your ally. She closed her eyes, feeling the storm within her mirror the storm outside. Every drop of rain was a reminder, the pain, the preparation, the waiting, it had all led to this. She was ready to rise, ready to claim the destiny that had been quietly awaiting her, sculpted by divine hands, unseen but unbroken. And in that revelation, she understood fully. Her story had never been about failure. It had been about preparation, and tonight, the world would witness the strength of a warrior forged by heaven itself. Standing on the familiar streets of her past, she felt a tremor of fear ripple through her chest. Memories collided violently, the whispers of betrayal, the mocking laughter, the sleepless nights where she had begged for justice. Her mind screamed, what if I fail now? What if I can't handle this moment? What if everything I've become isn't enough? The wind picked up, carrying with it the faint scent of rain and the ghost of old regrets. She gripped her coat tighter, feeling the invisible weight of every rejection she had ever endured pressing down. Doubt threatened to pull her into the same despair that had once paralyzed her. She had prepared, she had prayed, yet the human part of her could not silence the voice of fear. Then, softly at first, a calm presence enveloped her. The same divine whisper she had heard before now spoke with clarity and authority. Child, the fear you feel is not your enemy. It is proof that you are alive, proof that the power within you is awakening. Do not mistake preparation for punishment, nor silence for abandonment. Every step, every trial, every heartbreak, it was shaping the strength you now carry. Her knees weakened. She had always equated pain with failure, yet now, for the first time, she saw it as training. The setbacks, the betrayals, even the moments when she had felt completely unseen, were all divine tools, crafting a resilience she hadn't realized she possessed. Her mind raced. But what if I stumble? What if they recognize me and I falter? The voice came again, firm but gentle. You will never walk alone. The power that prepared you in secret now walks with you openly. You are not defined by their opinions, nor by past wounds. You are defined by the light I have placed in you, a light forged in the fires of preparation, tempered by patience, and strengthened by love. Tears blurred her vision, but they were tears of clarity. She realized that her inner conflict was not weakness, it was the final threshold before the full awakening of her purpose. Every fear was a mirror, reflecting not failure, but readiness. As the rain eased into a gentle mist, she felt the invisible weight lift. The streets she had once feared now welcomed her as a chosen one, a warrior who had been anointed in secret. Her past no longer haunted her, it had trained her. Her doubts no longer chained her, they had refined her. And in the silence that followed, the truth settled deep in her soul. She was prepared, she was chosen, and no force, earthly or otherwise, could undo the divine power that had been quietly growing within her all along. The storm outside mirrored the storm inside, fierce, alive, and now entirely under her command. The rain had stopped, leaving behind a glistening city that reflected the first light of dawn. She stood in the middle of the square where so many memories of hurt and rejection had once lived. But now, the fear that had once gripped her heart was gone, replaced with a quiet, unwavering strength. Every drop of past pain had been transformed into armor, every tear a spark lighting the way forward. She lifted her head and inhaled deeply, feeling the energy of the city, of life itself, flowing through her. Then she heard it, the same divine voice that had guided her through preparation and inner conflict, now resounding with triumph. "Child, the place that broke you is the place that will witness your rise. You do not return to suffer, but to conquer. You are not the same person who left in fear. You are the storm, the force of my design, unstoppable in your purpose." Her chest swelled as a warmth radiated through her being. She remembered every moment of struggle, every night she had cried alone, every whispered prayer for justice. And she understood, truly, that each trial had been a stepping stone leading her to this very moment. The crowd around her seemed to blur, the world faded as the voice continued, "Go forth, beloved child. Walk with courage, speak with authority, and act with love. Your past was never your prison, it was your preparation. Every challenge you faced was my way of building the warrior I knew you would become." She closed her eyes, letting the words sink in. Her knees were no longer weak, her hands no longer trembling. She felt the divine presence wrap around her like a cloak of light. For the first time in years, she smiled not with relief, but with the unshakable joy of one who has been fully awakened to their calling. Opening her eyes, she looked at the city not as a place of betrayal, but as a canvas for her renewed purpose. Every familiar street, every corner where pain had once lived, now whispered possibility. The same city that had seemed so small and suffocating now felt vast, alive, and ready to witness her rise. And in that moment, she spoke aloud, not to anyone else, but to the universe itself. "I am ready, I am chosen, I am the storm, the light, and the hope. Nothing from my past can stop the purpose I was created for. Heaven prepared me in secret, and now, I walk openly in my destiny." A final surge of energy enveloped her. She was not the girl who had arrived broken. She was the warrior anointed in secret, stepping forward into a world that would never be the same because she had finally claimed her place. The sun rose fully, golden and radiant, as if the heavens themselves were celebrating her awakening. The city would remember the storm, but she would always remember this: the night she returned, not broken, but chosen, and fully alive.